Okay, April 3rd. A Whiter Shade of Pale, Procol Harum. Doesn't sound like it should be a guitar song, but I do it more, I don't do it as chords so much as in bass runs. So it imitates to some extent the piano because the piano or the organ, you get all those arpeggios and strong chords. This one's more arpeggio like, but that's why it can. So we'll do that, and I'll do maybe do a little talk afterwards. Try not to bore you too much. So here we go. We skip the light fandango, turn cartwheels across the floor. Just feeling kind of seasick, and the crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away, and we called out for another drink. The waiter brought the tray. So it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that at first her face just ghostly turned a whiter shade of pale. She said, there is no reason. The truth is plain to see. So I wandered through my playing cards and would not let her be one of 16 Vestal virgins that are leaving for the coast. And although my eyes were open, they just might as well been closed. So it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that at first her face just ghostly turned a whiter shade of pale. That at first her face just ghostly turned a whiter shade of pale. Well, that was pretty good. Yeah, not great, but manageable. Now, so you can see how I was able to imitate the piano to some extent by just doing it as a bass run, as opposed to strumming it. Because if I strum it, it's still good. I mean, skip the light fandango, turn card wheels across the floor. Was feeling kind of seasick, and the crowd called out for more. But it's not as interesting, at least not to me. And hey, I'm singing it, so it has to be interesting to me. And that's really what I always strive for, is I have to like the song, I have to enjoy singing the song, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a challenge. I mean, some songs are very easy, and actually that is an easy song to play. And as I try to tell people if they're learning the guitar, once you learn a few chords and can do them without looking, which is important, the whole world is open to you. It's just a question of, are you going to let it force you, or are you going to impose your will? And I don't mean it that way, but if you learn to do it your own way, and it still is a good reproduction of the work of that artist in terms of the song, that's great. But if you're trying to, I'll give you an example. There's a guy I know who works really hard at doing the song the exact way he heard it on the record. And he works at it, works at it, works at it. And then he comes and he performs it at Coffee House, which is a little pop-up event I do about 7 times a year here, which we're not doing anymore with the shelter in place. But then after that, he says he never wants to sing the song again. So he accomplished something by doing the imitative thing, but because it's not him, doesn't really care, in a sense. Whereas I learn the song the way I have to learn it. And I encourage everyone to do that. And I know I have to change things about the way it's sung sometimes or done. But that's the joy of, I think, learning a song. And I'll talk about the song process in a later thing. And I can just tell you briefly, for me to learn a song, I have to first know all the progressions and feel comfortable with that. And then I have to know all the words. I can't read them and try and do that, because then I'm not getting involved in what the words mean. So it's like an actor learning their lines. And to me, that's really important. That's when I make the breakthrough in a song. So for the first month, while I'm learning the progressions and all the words, I'm feeling good. And then I know all the words. And then it's like, I don't like the song yet, because now that I know it, I have to somehow be able to integrate that into me to make it work. And that's with the hard work for me. So sometimes it could take me 2 months or 3 months to learn a song, not because I haven't learned the words and the lyrics. I mean, the lyrics and the chords. It's because I haven't integrated it and made it mine. And, years ago, I haven't watched American Idol or any of those shows in years. But when they used to say you have to own the song, you really do. Yeah, you have to make it yours. You were influenced by that person who wrote it, and you heard them sing it. That's why I don't go back and listen to the song all the time, or at all. If I know the tune, I know the tune. Then it's up to me to figure it out. And then years later, I might go back and listen to it, and I go, oh, I got that word wrong. And I'll sometimes change the word and sing it the right way. But otherwise, no. I'm only interested, only isn't the right word. But for me to do it, I have to do it my way. All right, that's enough here. Although, give you an example of changing a song. Now, I'm going to be doing this later, but all the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. See, I take a song that's all the leaves are brown, make it a ballad. And for all I know, it was written as a ballad, and then they told him to jazz it up. But to me, it's a beautiful song. So that's coming up, but maybe not tomorrow, but sometime, California Dreamin' as a ballad. Coming up sometime in the next 2 weeks. How's that? Goodbye from Rio Vista.